I hate to admit it, but I'm actually upset with the Walt Disney World Company right now. Like, they had the bag in their hands and they dropped it. They soiled it. Ugh. But we have to go back in time a little bit to lay out some context for y'all to understand why I'm actually not even mad, just disappointed. Like, I feel like I'm an adult talking to a kid. I'm like, I love you. I love you so much, but you just let me down, son. You just let me down. Anyways, back in the old age of 2019, JoJo lived in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He was getting his master's degree in clinical mental health. And you know what was funny about that? My mental health was absolutely in the toilet. It was horrible. I was not happy. I was getting over a relationship. I had no self-confidence. I needed a change in my life. And Mickey Mouse was apparently my answer. I did the Disney College program. I left all my friends, I left my family, and I moved to Orlando by myself. And then I became a custodial, aka a janitor in Disney parks, and I absolutely loved it. Not only did it give me a new life, it gave me new friends, it just gave me a new perspective on life. It gave me YouTube. I would not have a YouTube channel today. I would not be able to be doing full-time content creation if it wasn't for the Walt Disney World Company. Obviously, to get here, I had to put in my own efforts and all the hard work, the sleepless nights and loss of friends and drama that has come from content creation is all because of me. However, the Walt Disney World Company gave me a place to work, gave me a home, and I was really able to find myself in a whole new way, or should I say a whole new world, here in Orlando because of the Walt Disney World Company. So obviously, yes, I love the company, and I'm not gonna, gas everything up. There's been some questionable movies, some questionable politics here and there, but at the end of the day, I love Disney, and I enjoy 80 to 90% of what they put out. And even if it's not the best, I just tend to learn to love it, I love Disney. And I have so many good memories. So with that being said, me saying I'm upset with Disney today is a huge deal. And thankfully, it has nothing to do with the parks, but unfortunately, it has to do with Star Wars. And Star Wars has become such a divisive topic between fans and, this should have happened, this shouldn't happen, the movie sucked. It's been an ongoing thing since the new trilogy started. I have always shied away from, talking about it because one, I'm a vlogger. I don't really talk about movies, but I do enjoy the IP. I love freaking the Star Wars land. Why can't I think of it? Rise of the Resistance. Oh, Galaxy's Edge. Jeez Louise. Galaxy's Edge, when they first opened up in Walt Disney World, was a big catalyst for me and my channel. We got Galaxy's Edge second. So Galaxy's Edge first opened up in Disneyland in Anaheim. But when our Galaxy's Edge opened up, we got Rise of the Resistance first, which is their big e-ticket ride. I was one of the first people to go on that ride, and those videos did really, really, really well for me. AKA, for me, over 100,000, 100,000 views today would be lovely. But with no subscribers, one of my videos hit over 100,000 views, and it was about me bringing a lightsaber into the new ride. I wanted to test how in character the cast members can get. Regardless, when that video blew up, I became even more of a fan of Star Wars because oh shoot, these videos are gonna do well. Let's keep making Star Wars videos. I was already a fan of Star Wars, but having my Galaxy's Edge videos go viral really got me into it, really got me excited, really made me fall that much more in love with Star Wars and all the content. And I was a fan before, when the new trilogy came out. I remember going to a mall an hour away from me in New Jersey just to see the new movie with my friends because everyone was so excited about new Star Wars movies. The hype was there. I don't know if you guys remember, but everyone was so excited for the new trilogy. They didn't know what was going to happen. The first movie was good. It was kind of copy and paste, but it led a lot of doors open to discover. And then the second and third movie, we're not going to get into that, but they did okay, you know? They did okay. Like, some people loved them. I didn't. Oh man, I'm already getting mad. I like them and I appreciate them today. I wasn't like that diehard of a fan when the movies came out, but the one thing that pissed me off, and it still pisses me off today, which actually leads into why I'm mad at Disney right now, is the quote,
"Somehow Palpatine returned."
Somehow Palpatine returned. We do not know how Palpatine returned. You know, they were building up Snoke. They were even building up Kylo Ren. He could have been the big villain. No. They bring back Palpatine. The cheapest freaking, way to make hype. You bring back a villain that clearly died. Bringing him back, in my mind, put a bad taste on the story of Anakin and Darth Vader and his sacrifice. Because he sacrificed himself just for somehow Palpatine returned. And guess what? We still do not know how he came back. It makes absolutely no sense. And I'm not freaking out about this just because I'm mad about it. And I'm still mad about it. No. It directly affects what's going on today. Adam Driver reveals Disney turned down his Ben Solo Star Wars sequel film. The one thing I loved in the trilogy, and I'm not just saying this, freaking Kylo Ren, he actually had such a good character development in every single movie. Like, you know, he was a whiny kid at first, and then he tried to take over, and he got his confidence, and then by the end, he truly found himself. He became Ben Solo, no longer Kylo Ren. I absolutely love him as a character. I love seeing him in the parks. I just, great actor, you know, when he goes on the little comedy skits and he pretends to not be Kylo Ren.
As Matt, a radar technician.
You get so caught up in restoring the galaxy to its rightful state that you miss what's going on behind the scenes.
I love Adam Driver. I always thought that Kylo Ren should have been the main protagonist. Don't get me wrong, I love Rey. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can see how much of a fan I am of Rey. But I always thought that freaking Adam Driver as Kylo Ren was the star. You know, even the prequel that we didn't get to see, you know, he burnt down Luke Skywalker's temple, and there's a really cool comic book about it, and you can read all about it. They didn't even explain in the movies how he got his cool crossguard lightsaber. There is a really cool reason behind it. It's all about his confliction with the dark side, and there's just so much lore to him, and then they just make him kiss Rey, which is fine. It's cool. And then he dies. But like, even that last scene of him just being a badass, you know, like, I always think of the song like, I need a hero. And he's just cooking people left and right. So to find out that there was an actual sequel, not prequel, a sequel to the trilogy focusing on just Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, like, that was real, because I always talked about it. I always wanted more from Kylo Ren. And this is why I'm mad at Disney. You'll see. You would never expect this. The actor who portrayed Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, in the Star Wars sequel trilogy has revealed that Disney turned down a potential film centered on his character, despite Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy being on board with the project. Driver detailed the plans for the film during a recent interview with the Associated Press. Before we get into the interview, you have to understand that Kathleen Kennedy isn't liked by a lot of Star Wars fans. Some people think she's made some questionable choices over the years, but the fact that Kathleen Kennedy was on board, so they can't blame the witch. Like, I'm not saying I hate Kathleen Kennedy. That's a whole different thing. Like, I'm just saying some people don't like her. People can't even get mad at Kathleen Kennedy because she was down. She was giving the thumbs up. It was Disney. Disney just has made so many missteps recently, and hopefully they'll get better. But like with Marvel, they messed up so much recently with the last bunch of movies and Disney Plus series. And I mean, they kind of mishandled Star Wars. The Mandalorian is dope, but that kind of fallen off a little bit. The Acolyte, you know, like, Disney is not making me proud of them today. This was an easy win. Everybody loves Kylo Ren. Why? Why would they not make this a movie? Well, Adam tells us, and I bless him for coming to light with all this information. I was always interested in doing another Star Wars, Driver said. I had been talking about doing another one since 2021. Kathleen had reached out. Kathleen reached out. I always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved the character, and I loved playing him. Jarvis said he took his Ben Solo movie idea to the filmmaker Steven Soderbergh, who previously directed the actor in 2017 film Logan Lucky. Jarvis says the script was titled The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was one of the coolest scripts he's ever been a part of. The film was going to be set after the events of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which is so freaking cool. Another complaint I had recently of all the new stuff that they've been making over the last couple years of Star Wars, it's all been like prequels and re-harping on, stories that are amazing, but like we know what happens. So the one time they had a solid lead for a movie that can continue and push the universe forward in Star Wars lore, and Disney said no. We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. Hold on. This is why I'm mad. 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 Bobby, I've never met you in person. I think I've seen you in D23 in the distance or something. And I say this with the kindest words. Now you care. Now you care. Now you care. Now you care. Sorry. This is kind of therapeutic, actually. I kind of like these formats. I feel like I'm just talking to y'all and yapping, but like, for real. It doesn't make sense that Kylo Ren would come back, but Palpatine somehow returned? I get it. You made a mistake, or you let the director make a mistake. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, like, why are you saying no now? You said yes to everything else. You said yes to the Acolyte. You said yes to Palpatine returning. You said yes to all these different things. There's just so many things, so many questionable decisions. And this is the one time you decide to say, that doesn't make sense. No. I'm hurt. I'm upset, as Drake once said. So yes, I am mad at Disney because this would have been an amazing freaking sequel to one of the most beloved characters that so many people know. I mean, think about all the merch. Think about all the cool events they could have made in Galaxy's Edge, because Galaxy's Edge, in the parks, it's time zone locked. You can't bring out Darth Vader. That wouldn't make sense. But like with a new Kylo Ren movie, you could like make a Ben Solo meet and greet. You can, oh my gosh, you could just advance the story of Star Wars, which we love so much. And you said, no, it doesn't make sense. Okay, well, that's it. Obviously, I still love Disney. And thankfully, this is more on the Disney movie side. I love my Disney parks. I'm actually going to see the new Zootopia attraction soon at Animal Kingdom. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay, have a good day.